I love how the architecture still comes through, you know, that dome ceiling in the
Right,
cafeteria.
right, which is in the space.
Yeah, and then how you've integrated the trees. And what's lovely is, again, how everything's organic, you know, how the trees, the architecture, everything.
Right.
How do you kind of, it's over the layers that you devise that,
so
right?
basically I came up with a sort of a double exposure image, which was the glass atrium in the space, in the communal dining area. And then I overlaid another image of maple trees, because I think there's some history of maple trees at that site.
When they built the new cancer center, there was a lot of maple trees taken down. So that, you know, that you have them coming back into the frame, so to speak, and that historical element's lovely.
We have maple trees here on the property, and so I could photograph them here and use them like observation here at close range. And then I started collaging them on top of the glass atrium.
Right.
Yeah, and then tried to weave them in together so that the architectural, the sharp lines are integrated are softened by these organic forms growing through them.
Could you do that a lot in many of your pieces that I've noticed in your public commissions?
Right.
There's a real interest in the interaction of architecture and natural elements.
Yes.
Which is what
sort of a theme that's sort of evolved over time and keeps coming back into my work. So now because I've noticed that recently, I'm really now embracing it and concentrating on it more.
So in what we were talking about earlier, just in terms of, you know, you're almost there with this, but just many things that I love about this, but it's almost like this, we're talking about stained glass, right? It has that sense of almost feeling like stained glass, you know, areas like this.
Yeah, so that was something I couldn't predict or say was going to happen in the lower section, but for some reason the way those dark colors overlay on top of the earth on the bottom, it has some vibrancy that kind of comes from behind and suggests stained glass. So it's an effect I wanted to achieve, but I didn't mean it to really come so vibrantly in that area. It just did. So I think what you were talking about today, Francis, is just how to integrate these architectural structures into the trees so that it's even more integrated. So we talked about tweaking
this kind of ongoing sort of connective tissue here, just breaking it up a bit more, making it more organic like the rest of the piece. Yeah, absolutely. And that seems easily achievable.
Yeah, so it was good to have your feedback on that, because after a while, maybe I can't see it objectively anymore. So it's good to have you as an artist.
But as a painter, to tell someone else about painting, that's good. That's good. That's good. I think. I'm glad that was helpful, because it's but it's so close anyway. I mean, you know, your instincts are so strong, Catherine.
Well, I think with your tips on how to integrate some of the architectural details in some areas that we talked about, certain sections, I think it's gonna become even more integrated and really have a continuous look to the whole thing, which is what you're after, and maybe I couldn't see that with fresh eyes, so having you come today was
and great. Also you're only seeing 2 panels here. There's another third panel, but I think that's the exciting thing for me, is this is a very large space, and you and I both know for our work to have impact, you need scale. Right. And so 15 feet is like going to be very impactful in that space, and it's just going to be incredible for all the patients and staff and visitors who are in the cafeteria to be able to have that in the space. And we know how, you know, artwork really does transform a space, especially in a health setting. Incredibly important.
Yeah, just something kind of uplifting and celebratory.
And that's again, your color palette and your approach to light has always been attractive to me.